My name is Ben DeHondt. I am 5'8" and I weigh 164 pounds.
22?
And I'm 22 years old.
It's a little stud here, a little phenom. So, my name is Bill Jones. I am part owner of GameChanger Athletics along with my wife Stefanie, and we are filming today from a non-disclosed location because gyms aren't open yet, but this is my gym. So we've had the opportunity for Jeff to come out and film with us today, one of our pole workouts. Getting ready for the Kuklo Classic in 12 days. I'm really excited about Ben's first time being on stage. So as you can see, he's got a lot of potential here. He came to us last year looking for a job, and you know, it's been a great relationship here, having him come in and work with us. And Stefanie and I were able to convince him to compete, just because when he first walked in the door, I said, "Wow, this kid's got something." And you know, so I'm really thrilled to be working with him, getting him ready for the show, and I think we're going to see a lot of big things coming from him. So we'll get started with the workout that we went over today. Mostly a back workout, a little bit of biceps towards the end, but we wanted to really enhance one of his best features, and that's his back. So we start off with pull-ups, 4 sets, really strict on the technique, getting the elbows back, pinching down and backwards to squeeze, keeping the chest up, and then on the last set, just doing like half reps to really stretch the muscle and activate at the bottom half of the movement, get a lot of blood flow in there, just really loosen up the muscle, get it ready for some work. After that, we did dead stop barbell rows. It's one of my favorite back movements, built a lot of thickness in the back, and you know, we put him through quite a few sets of some pretty hard work on that. Oh yeah, the T-bar rows set up on the landmine that we have in the gym. You'll notice that we use the 25-pound plates instead of 45-pound plates. A lot of people argue back and forth about their reasoning behind that. I like it for the fact that you can get a bigger range of motion. You know, you might not be able to go quite as heavy, but you don't really see too many people doing, you know, 6, 7, 8 plates on a T-bar row anymore. So just enough to make it difficult and get full range of motion. And we just stretch all the way out and bring it all the way up to the chest and squeeze as much as possible at the top of the movement. You know, and it's just the intensity that we had today, especially in that movement, was, you know, let's load up, let's work the muscle, let's put some weight on there, really try to break the tissue down. And get as many reps as possible with a heavy weight. You'll notice that I stepped in and assisted on some of the last couple reps just to make sure that we get enough and we can really exhaust the tissue. After that, we went to a seated cable row and reverse lat pull down superset, right?
Yep.
A little bit different mentality on these ones. You know, we still want to lift heavy and pull the weight, but we want to focus on technique on these and really getting a full range of motion, really bringing in that detail and just trying to carve out the back as much as you can. With the seated cable row, pulling hard right through the middle of the back and getting a full squeeze in the back, really pinching the scapula and the erectors there. You know, try to imagine holding a pencil between your shoulder blades, you know, when you bring that movement backwards. And then the reverse grip lat pull down, we kept the tension more on the front side of the body to squeeze the lower lats and really try to bring in the detail to get that Christmas tree look, you know, that everybody likes to go for when they get super conditioned. So that's gonna come out a little more enhanced, and we'll see what that looks like on stage from the backside. After that, finishing move was just straight arm lat pull down with the ropes on the cable, supersetted with a bicep curl. Not a ton of weight on the pull downs. You don't really want to put too much weight on there because then you're pulling with triceps and your shoulders. You want to make sure that you can pull with the lats themselves. So just, focusing really hard on that squeeze there, and then moving over to the biceps where we're just hammering bicep curls, as much blood in there as possible. A little bit of weight, not too heavy. We don't want to go too heavy at all at this point with anything because we don't want to risk injury being this close to the show. And at this point, we're kind of cruising. He's ready to go at 12 days out. So, we'll do a little bit of diet manipulation, see what works best, how he reacts to water, salts, high carb, low carb. We're going to keep the fats low still. Protein is fairly high. Carbs are fairly high still. I'm not going to give out the exact numbers, but just rest assured he's eating enough to stay full and to stay not super hungry and starving to where it's miserable. So I want him to enjoy his first experience being on stage and not hate it or hate me for that fact.
Right.
So
these push-pull workworkouts that are very popular right now, I see a lot of people are going towards these. Like, how's that work do you do legs on separate days or how's that work?
yeah, so the way that I put my workouts together is I'll do a legs push-pull, and it's 6 days of training. So, you're still training almost every day. You get one off day, one rest day. In prep, your rest day consists of a little bit of cardio. We don't really have any complete rest days or off days, although cardio's not really considered anything except rest anyways, as far as I'm concerned. But legs, yeah, we do a full leg workout, quads, hams, glutes, calves. That's a long, grueling day. We'll say Monday is day one, so you got legs on Monday. Push is chest, shoulders, triceps on Tuesday. Pull would be back, rear delts, biceps on Wednesday, and then you repeat Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then you're off on Sunday. But with the way that I structure mine is your first 3 days, your first legs, first push, first pull are very intense as far as like how much weight you're moving. So it's a little bit lower reps. It's intensity by weight, not necessarily, or volume. Yeah, it's intensity by volume by weight. And then your second 3 days are intensity by volume by reps. So we're going to increase the reps a little bit, maybe, 15, 20, 25 reps on some exercises. Just really want to hit the muscle from different angles and different intensities just to see what we can draw out of it. So
the legs are still broken up too. It's not like you do legs on one day. The legs, would there be a push leg day and a pull leg day then?
No.
Okay, legs
not right now. At least for this phase, yeah.
Okay.
I've written other legs push pull where it's a quad dominant day for your leg day on day one, and then a hamstring dominant day for your leg day on day two. But right now we're just focused on total body exercise all throughout the week.
I got you. Okay.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Having a lot of fun with it, so we're seeing a lot of progress.
How's cardio form right now at this point?
Cardio's fairly low, not super intense. We're about 30 minutes a day.
Yep.
Yeah. Walking on a treadmill, doing, if he does any HIIT training, which we do a little bit of, it's, incline speeds up and down on a treadmill. Earlier in prep, we were doing sprints on the tracks.
Yeah, with my running,
quarter.
usually I do either 100 or 200 meter sprint.
Yeah.
Sometimes we'd vary it up, but the intensity for that now has gotten pretty tough to keep up with. So we've been doing just lighter things on the treadmill for the most part.
Mm-hmm. And that cardio was never really that intense anyways because he's always been in good shape. So we didn't have a whole lot of ground to make up on. So we didn't really need to pound the cardio, which has been the best part about this because then we could focus on food and weight training. But yeah, other than that, it's, as far as I'm concerned, fairly easy prep for him, his first go round.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, Bill. So last time when we shot Ben, we discussed his background stuff and his education stuff. Let's talk a little bit. Tell us a little bit about your history with your competition and then your business and stuff, and how long you've been doing this.
Okay. Yeah, so I started off, I actually went to school for business, which has kind of helped me out now, running my own gym. But I got into fitness and personal training right when I was in college. I was always in shape, college athlete, played a lot of sports, worked out all the time. Everybody does that though. You know, everybody's got their heyday. But one of my first jobs was actually a sales job where I would sell personal training packages and then pass off the client to the trainer. Well, that got to a point where the people didn't want to work out with the other trainers. They trusted me, so they wanted to work out with me. And I said, all right, well, I'm going to go do this on my own then. So I did, you know, a lot of studying, ended up getting certified, and I'm actually going to be getting ready to take my CSCS in the next year or two here. You know, I want to get to that next level with my education and training. But as far as my bodybuilding career goes and our gym, I did my very first show in 2012, the Central States, the Michigan Central States, and I think I've done maybe 9 or 10 shows since then. So I've had a pretty good career. I have a Natural Pro card. Coming up next year, I'm going to be trying to qualify for the Natural Olympia. So I can go and do that. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'd like to have a trip out to Vegas and, you know, be in the best shape that I can be in and go run the pool parties and the beaches and stuff. So, but as far as the gym here, Stefanie and I met at another gym where we both worked. And then, long story short, we opened our gym here in 2014, and you know, we've been just grinding ever since. You know, we love what we do, and we're down here in downtown Rochester, Michigan, and we do a lot of different stuff where it's bodybuilding coaching. Stefanie and I both bodybuilders. Stefanie's an IFBB Pro in the fitness category, so we're starting to get more and more clients come into us for coaching. And then we do your general fitness, personal training, athletic training for student athletes is our main focus. And then we have a very, very large gymnastics and tumbling program, which is run by Stefanie, and that's a lot of fun too. You know, COVID's kind of kicked us in the balls a little bit, but you know, we're surviving. And no, we're not open. We're not open. So if you try to call, just shoot me a text and we can talk about when we open. You know, if you guys, if anybody needs any help with anything, you know, we'd love to help out. And we've got Ben on staff here too. It's been a great relationship, and we're really looking forward to the future of GameChanger Athletics here.
Mm-hmm. Plus you got a kid on the way, right? Another kid?
Yeah, another one. I don't even know how many I have now. They're everywhere. But yeah, we've got a little girl due in September or December. At the beginning of December, so getting ready for that as well. So it's going to be a handful. So life's crazy and busy, and I always tell people if it wasn't crazy, I'd be bored out of my mind.
Okay, for both you guys, people you'd like to thank or anyone?
Yeah, I'd like to thank, of course, Bill for all the help throughout my prep. If I can't express how much I appreciate having someone to keep me accountable, and also any of my questions, like Bill has the answer to it. So it's one of those things where I've met people who have gone into prep before not knowing what they're doing and not having answers to questions or someone to ask. So definitely Bill would be the first person to thank throughout this entire thing. I think it makes, I mean, I haven't tried one myself and I don't plan to now, knowing how big of a help it can be to have someone to go through it with. So definitely Bill, and then beyond that, just my family and friends for all the support.
I mean, I got to thank Ben for, number one, trusting in me to take him through the process here. You know, every time, whether you're the best prep coach in the world or not, anytime you take somebody through, well, any process, whether of trying to help them change physically, mentally, whatever, you're going to learn stuff along the way as well. And I've learned a lot just from training Ben, you know, just as much as I've learned from anybody else who's ever taught me anything. You know, I also got to thank my wife. You know, without her, we wouldn't have this place to call home and have this facility that we can come to every single day. And and keep our passion alive.
Well, congratulations to both of you guys, and good luck at your show, Ben.
Thanks,
Hopefully
Jeff.
It goes well and everything, and hopefully COVID will be eradicated soon, and we'll get back to normal.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Jeff. It's always a pleasure having you out.